So today in this book club video, we're going to be talking about Eat That Frog chapters 10 through 15 and how it's helped my Amazon business and really in life too. So I'll get right into that. Hopefully you've been able to sort of get this book and read along. If not, go grab it. It's a really good book to read. It's, it's short. It's got really quick chapters, and I really like it. So let me get to some of the things that really stood out to me. In chapter 10, it says, take it one oil barrel at a time. And I won't go into his analogy about the oil barrels, but the basic thing that he was talking about was taking things one step at a time. A lot of times in our Amazon FBA business, we have a big goal. We have a big goal. It's like, okay, I want to learn how to do wholesale, or I want to learn how to do private label, or I want to learn how to do bundles, or there's so many different aspects of this business. I want to learn to make smart sourcing decisions. There's so many things that we want to do, but it can seem like a huge thing to deal with all at once. And so, if that's your frog, if that's the thing that's stopping you from getting things done, from growing in your business, you need to eat that frog. And what's the old saying? What's the best way to eat an elephant? Well, the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. Same thing with eating a frog. The best way to eat a frog is one bite at a time. You want to be able to take whatever your frog is, whatever your big goal is, whatever the thing is that you need to do that's most important, and break it down into smaller aspects and just take it one bite at a time. I've also heard the analogy of it's nighttime and you're driving and you've got the headlights shining out in front of you. You can't see your destination. You kind of know where you're headed, but what's right in front of you is what's most important and where you need to focus at the moment. And you've got a goal and you have a destination in mind and you've got a map that you know how to get there. But there's certain things right in front of you, and you know what? You might have some things that come your way that your headlights are shining on that you need to swerve out of the way, that you need to go around. And that's another part in this book where in chapter 13 it talks about identifying your key constraints. These are the roadblocks. These are the potholes in the road. These are the detours that come in when you're trying to reach your goals. And let me read this to you. Between where you are today and any goal or objective that you want to accomplish, there is one major constraint that must be overcome before you can achieve that major goal. Your job is to identify it clearly. What is holding you back? What sets the speed at which you achieve your goals? What determines how fast you move from where you are to where you want to go? What stops you or holds you back from eating frogs that can really make a difference? Why aren't you at your goal already? And that's something that has really hit home for me, especially recently. Why aren't we at our goal already? Things are taking longer than it needs to. Things are not going the way that they need to go. And so our job is to identify our key constraints. Identify the things that are stopping us, that are slowing us down. What is your key constraint? It could be, I don't have enough money to buy inventory. It could be, I don't have enough time to go sourcing. It could be, your key constraint could be between your ears. It could be in your brain. You might not think that you are good enough to do this and make money at it. You might think that, well, I've tried, retail arbitrage, it doesn't work. And so, it might be in your head. Or I've tried sourcing at Big Lots, that's a bust every single time I go, so I'm not doing that there are certain things that might be stopping you mentally that you need to work through. For everyone, it's different. The key constraint that's stopping you and holding you back is going to be different for everyone. And so one of your jobs and your biggest homework right now is to figure out what that key constraint is, what's the limiting factor, and to look outside yourself, look inside yourself, and seeing what can be changed and what you can do to improve that. And I know some things that are limiting your situation might not be able to be changed, but even like money. There's some people that tell me, I don't know how I can get the money to really start this business. I don't have the money to start this business. And I'm thinking, there's so many clever ways that you can get the money to start up with this business, to get more inventory going, to get your snowball going, to your income snowball, to kind of get bigger and bigger, and so you can grow your business. One of them is you have things in your home that are just sitting collecting dust. If it's got a barcode, scan it, see if you can sell it. You've got things probably that you need to garage sale. That's a way to get some good money. There might be people in your church or in your neighborhood who need help around the house, little jobs that you can do here and there to get some money. I remember hearing Dave Ramsey. For those of you who know me, y'all know I like Dave Ramsey. I like his debt-free living, and this isn't a Dave Ramsey book scope or anything, although that might be something interesting to do somewhere down the road. But one of the things that Dave Ramsey says with his baby step number one is to get $1,000 in the bank, and that's one of his first things. He's like, and the way he says, here's the fastest way to get $1,000. The fastest, besides robbing a bank, here's the fastest legal way to get $1,000. And he asks the people in the audience, he says, how many of you have a child or know of a child that you kind of sort of like? And almost everybody's hand went up. Well, imagine that child had a rare disease, and the only way to cure that rare disease is to get about $1,000 in about 2 months of time. How many of you think you can do whatever it takes to raise $1,000 to get this cure, to purchase this cure for your, child, for this little kid that you care about, to be able to get that? What would you do? You'd go do whatever it took, fundraising, going door to door. You would talk to your friends. You would do whatever it takes to get that. You'd sell stuff. And so I really do think that, a lot of times if you think money is a constraint, it's not. There's a mental situation going on where you need to figure out how to get over that. And so, and another chapter, chapter 11, it kind of talks about how to get past that. It's about upgrading your key skills. Another reason we procrastinate is a feeling of inadequacy, a lack of confidence, or an inability in a key area. So to continually upgrade your skills in a key result area is good. Remember, however good you are today, your knowledge and skills are becoming obsolete at a rapid pace. Things just continue to change. If you've been selling on Amazon for any amount of time, it's, the rules change, the guidelines change, and so therefore we have to change, and how we do our business has to change. So always continue to learn and leverage your special talents is the last chapter I'll talk about. Is that each one of us are remarkable and special. We all have our own talents that other people don't have, and we combine all of our talents together. We have certain skills, a certain skill set that we can do really well with. And so find out what that is in your business. Find out what you love. If you're like, sourcing's my thing, I love sourcing, focus more on sourcing and outsource other things. If you're like, I hate sourcing, but I love going into Seller Central and figuring out all the, repricing and dealing with, then focus on that and outsource your sourcing. Figure out what it is that you love to do, focus on that, and outsource the rest. Those are just a few of the things that popped out to me in chapters 10 through 15 of Eat That Frog. There's so much more I'd love to share. Basically would love to read this book to you. It's that good. This book is like under $10 in new condition on Amazon. I would suggest going to get it. It's helped us, and it's continuing to help us, and it's a book that I'm going to be reading, rereading, focusing on individual chapters, trying to master those chapters one at a time. It's just that good. So I encourage you to check it out also. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, you can give us a thumbs up or a comment or a question below. And all the links that we talked about in the video, you can find that in the description below. And to find out about turning part-time hours into full-time income, come hang out with us at fulltimefba.com. We'll see you there.